What's up, my beautiful powerful patients? How y'all doing out there? Okay, so I did this before and I had to redo it again because it did not come out right. So hopefully I have troubleshooted what the issue was and I'll have a better outcome. But anyway, this is your girl Tezra. I am your mental chiropractor where I'm here to help you realign your mind. That means to help you reclaim your power. And the only way that we can reclaim our power is to take back our hijacked minds, ladies and gentlemen. Because what many of us do not realize, and I'm going to specifically speak to the Black community, is that the mind that we are currently thinking with, if you are not thinking with a mind of empowerment, if you're not thinking with the sovereign mind, then the mind that you're thinking with is not the mind that was given to, that was created for you. You are thinking with the mind that was given to you through messaging, through legacy media, through corporate media, through mainstream media. You are thinking with that mind, and that mind has you thinking in a very limited, myopic way. Okay, so I am here to help you to realign your mind. Realign your mind means that put you back into alignment with your sovereign nature. Because all of us were born with the same potential. Where the wheat started to be separated from the shaft is when the messaging came through, is when the indoctrination started to come through. So I'm here to help us to realign our minds, take back our power, plop ourselves back down into the driver's seat of our lives so that we can drive our life in the direction that we want to go and not the default direction that society is steering us to go into. Okay, so with that being said, y'all listen, listen, and listen. Umar Johnson, so somebody told me, they said, they said, Umar Johnson, and so what they say, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what they said. They said, Umar is such a nobody now that videos about him are losing interest. And I was like, oh, so I should stop. That's shout out to Jason Devine. So anyway, this is okay. I'm not going to say I'm going to stop, but I'm happy to hear that Umar Johnson is becoming old news. I'm happy to hear that because that means that he is no longer a thorn in the community's side by keeping us in the same exact place where we are. He is just here to dig our holes deeper, but that's a whole other video. I'm not here for that right now. But what I am here, y'all, I don't know if y'all heard of Marianne Lorient and Umar Johnson thought he was going to come after her. So this is what happened, though. She did a film with him, and the film went south. And then at the end of the story, he had to pay her out a lump sum of money, $68,000, is what is being told, being reported, because of his foolishness, basically because of his own foolery. All right, so I'm going to play this video. I'm going to play the beginning of it for you, and then I'm going to play where I really want to get to, because this is the meat of the video that I really wanted to discuss today. But this is Marianne Lorient and Umar. He picked the right one. Umar, you picked the right one, because let me tell you something. This little woman right here, I can tell she's little. She's a pistol. And yeah, you might have wanted to choose someone else, but you chose her, so you get what you get. Okay, let's go.
I needed to get on here and make a quick video to spill the tea. Can the queen please spill the tea?
Yes, Queen, spill it, spill it.
So, I'm trying to figure out how to even start. Um, I got, I received something yesterday that was very disturbing, family. I reached out to my attorney. Um, we went straight to the authority. Yes, family, we did. While I make this little video with you guys, I wouldn't be surprised the police are at his door today, because I was informed they're gonna pay him a visit as well. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Umar Johnson is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay? It upset me. Okay? But there's no fear here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and you guys go, oh my God, she's playing some tough guy. No. Everybody, no one, this implied to everybody, no one's above an ass whooping, no one's above a bullet. We've seen that. If president catch a bullet, you, me, any of us can catch a bullet. So now he's making a little threat. When I sat in that meeting with them, I told them, I'm going to come out and said, I got the settlement. I'm going to come out and share that I had this meeting. And I did. So now you're trying to move and code. You're trying to threaten me. Like, no, sir, we're not going to have that. Mm-mm. And you know what, family? I'm going to continue to speak the way I speak. I'm going to continue to move the way I move. I had 3 family members like, you know what? Maybe this YouTube thing, you need to just like shut it down. No, I will not. No, I will not. No, I will not. I will not be bullied or intimidated by him from afar. No, that's not happening. Listen, I'm gonna give you one of my little weakness, which you should never tell people you. I could be petty. I could be petty. Oh, that's how he wants to play. Look, I could keep mess going with you. That's what you want? That's what you want? Let's go. Let me tell y'all something, family. All of you, well, that was too little of a settlement. Why did she even do it? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I can't bring the raw footage, but I can speak and I will speak. And the more he provoked me, the more I'm going to speak. Leave it alone. Leave me alone. I'm going to leave you alone. Why can't you stop? He can't stop, won't stop. Let's go Diddy, huh? Can't stop, won't stop, right? Leave it alone. I'm not making anything up on you. What I'm saying is the truth. Leave it alone. We made a movie together. Thing went south. Okay, the movie and I gave a little explanation. Leave it alone. And let me tell you something. We have a footage from behind the scenes that would everybody in the community eyebrow raise. Be like, whoa.
Don't y'all wish she could release that footage? But that's what they gave her the hush hush money for. So that, because I'm sure she signed a document that agreed that she would not release any further footage than beyond what was edited in, as a film. But don't y'all want to know that tea? Don't even act like you don't. You want to know that tea too, because y'all know now. But you know what? You could kind of guess like what type of antics was going on behind the scene because he's so cootie cat hungry. So if y'all saw the there are 1,000 videos out there, but anyway, there's this one video, and I guess he's in the and I'm gonna make this short. He's in the hotel room, and I guess he woke up, and so the first thing he does is get on his Instagram live. And y'all, at some point, he doesn't say anything. He's not saying a single word, y'all, for like 3 minutes. And these women are so thirsty. They just have their phones just waiting for Umar to go live. So at some point, and I'm saying this to say this is how he gets down. This is why you could probably imagine what went on behind the scenes. At some point, I guess they got into a little rift with one another. And he was like, stand down, queens, stand down. Like that was the first thing that he started to say. That's the first words that came out of his mouth. And then he had this little flattered chuckle. Y'all, it was so gross. It was so sickening. I'm like, really, dude? And I know I'm in the small frame. I probably should have made myself bigger. I didn't know I was going to say this much, so I'm going to shut up. But you can only imagine because he is so thirsty and hungry for that female attention that you can imagine what went on behind the scenes. That was my whole point to that little rant. Okay, let's get back to it.
This don't look right. Dame Dash went on the Breakfast Club. He gave all of you a mouthful when it came to Charmaine. Who's this contact person there? Who's this contact person there? Mm-hmm. 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 You probably say, Mary, why you bring Breakfast Club in there? I'm bringing it up for a reason. But before, let me break it down. Let me tell you, who's his contact? Yes, man. That Batty boy is his contact person on the Breakfast Club. You better believe, believe.
Yeah, I just want y'all to know now that I'm about to fast forward this. I think I'm gonna let her speak a little bit longer, and because she may drop some more gems, but then I'm gonna fast forward to the meat of this particular video that I really want to get to. But y'all, Charlemagne, just know that he is bought. Just know that he is bought and sold, and they got the receipt. Okay, because there is no way that this man can be so adamant and so willfully ignorant to defend Umar the way that he is doing it. I mean, at the sacrifice of his own image. So just know that Charlemagne is bought and paid for. That just know that he ain't for the people. Hold on, hold on a second. Okay, he ain't for the people. So please stop believing that he is just because he's talking the talk that you want to hear. That talk that you want to hear is only digging your hole deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you realize that when you that talk that you want to hear, you know, the victimhood talk and this talk, and you know, this is what they are doing to us, and they and that, and so therefore the person, the subject themselves, sorry, are not being held accountable for their own choices in life or lack of choices in life. These type of people are only digging your hole deeper. Run far, run fast, and run hard from these people. And especially for your little low melanated friends, y'all call them the white people. If you have any of those people who are like pitying you and yeah, we are so fucked up and we don't need to be treated. You run hard and run fast from those people because they are only digging your hole deeper. The conversation really should be turned around and talking about how powerful you are and reminding you of your sovereignty, because within that sovereignty lies all the power. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to Marianne.
You hear me? I'm gonna break it down to you guys. You understand? We live in a time as black people, we need to be awake. We need to be alert. These people out here are not playing with us.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it there because you heard what she just said, that this is the time, black people, that we need to be awake. We need to be alert because these people are not playing with us, right? So basically, she basically what she is saying is that for all other things that are hitting the the headlines, from Fannie Willis to Letitia James to what's her name, Jasmine Crockett, uh, her and P. Diddy. Well, all of these people are really just being held accountable for their own actions, right? That's really what is happening here. There's no victims around here. They're really being held accountable for their own actions, but they're being held accountable for their own actions unapologetically. And so, but what Marianne is saying here is that these people are not playing with us. So this is a setup to the part of the video that I'm about to fast forward to now. Okay, so let's just put a pin in that. And then let's go. Bear with me, folks. Thank you so much. Okay.
Running upstairs to get his shoes, so
Okay,
she's like,
so
I'm
I'm
glad you
just
came
going
over.
to give you a little bit of a backstory to this. So basically, I think somebody had fell ill and they came over to Marianne's house. It's one of her neighbors, and they came over to her house for some assistance. And so Marianne went over to the house to assist in whatever way that she could. I forgot the details of it, but she's over at the neighbor's house now, rendering assistance in whatever capacity that she could to the person that was in need. Okay, so that is kind of the backstory to this. But like I said, you can also go and see the full video. But this is the backstory to it. And I'm sorry for the sirens outside if you hear them. I live on a very busy thoroughfare. Okay, but anyway, let's continue.
So thank you. We kind of had a moment of panic, and then she's walking with me, and when I look, um, it's like he has a smoke room. Now I see them. It's always a wave. Hi, how are you? Hi. I don't go in these people's house. They don't come in my house. I don't break bread with them. But there's a cordial rapport. This man, from one end to the other, he had guns and a classic. And then I'm not talking about no classic little revolver cowboy gun. I'm talking about some guns, some weapons. And then I saw they startled me. Like I was like, oh my God, you out here in the suburb. What the hell you need all these guns? Like, did I miss the memo? Was somebody coming? And then the following day, my kids were like riding the bus. Our school system, they provide the bus, which is a nice, nice thing. So I put the kids on the bus, and one of my neighbors.
Just out of curiosity, I don't have any kids, but I think that most areas in the country provides school bus service, right? And I'm not, wait, y'all, sorry. Put me on a tree-lined street that is like off unto itself. Okay? Can we do that? Okay, anyway. So, but yeah, I think that most schools provide bus service. So that's pretty much a standard.
He's a physician. I'm cool with the wife. Um, um, uh, the one of the son lost the coat, and she rang my doorbell because she went up to the school. I said, Marianne, she went up to school to get her son's coat and lost and found. They're like, oh, we kind of get away. We have this young woman. First of all, she shouldn't have gave my name. I did check her. And we live in the same cul-de-sac. She came, she goes, hey, the school said, and I don't think she gave my name in a malicious way, but she gave her my name. This is charity. You give me the coat. You don't, somebody come looking for no coat, send them, you don't give them my name. But she lived in my cul-de-sac. She came to me. She goes, hey, it was a LLB code. I'm not gonna go buy this boy another code. It's $250. I'm like, girl, I get it. I said, come, you could go through the coat. I haven't even took him to the cleaner, and she did find her son coat. Her and I became cool. So when the kids got on the bus, I saw her husband, they're walking their dog, and I said, do you know so-and-so? Like I shared the gun thing. The next day, I was still shooken up by it. And he's like, yeah. He's overkill. This man, his house, we had the gun. He's a scientist. And he's like, well, what you surprised for? They all got guns. They all own 3 or 4 guns. And I said, for what? Like, we don't have no drive-by shooting in our neighborhood. Like, what they got guns for? And he's like, well, it's clearly you don't have one. You need to have one too. And he's like, what you doing Wednesday? I said, I'm going to prayer meeting. He's like, oh, okay, prayer meeting. What are you doing on Friday? I said, why? He's like, just come by the house. We have a little group. We meet. If it's for you, you can rock. If it's not for you, you don't have to rock with the group. I'm like, okay, whatever. I came out. Let me tell you what the group is. The group is to have a plan. We meet twice a week. Y'all listen to me. There's 4 weeks in a month. We meet twice a week, and everybody in that group are productive individuals. They have careers. They're a business owner. They're shaker. They move. We meet like twice a week. So the concept behind the group, what if you have a race war today? Half of you wouldn't know what to do. You know.
Okay. And that is where I wanted to get to. Now, here's the thing that I'm really not clear on because she didn't say, and I'm happy that she didn't say, but in this instance, that little detail is pertinent or relative to the story, the subject matter that is being spoken about right now. Because what I'm talking about is, how when people talk, especially Black people, what I call melanated people, is that half the time when we're telling a story, we can't help because we're programmed to do this. That we can't help say, yeah, but I'm a white woman, or there's a married couple, and black woman, white man. We even though they were just going bowling, or they had a nice car, they had but for some reason we are programmed to always bring up the melanin level in the skin, and so Marianne did not do that in this case, but I kind of wish she did, so that would give me some backstory, some context to what I'm about to say right now. But you hear what she said about race wars. So I'm not sure she could be talking. I mean, these people could be low melanated people. They could. I don't know how much sense that would make. This whole race wars doesn't make any sense anyway, but this is where we have landed, and this is where I wanted to get us to. The whole race war doesn't make sense anyway, but I'm assuming that the people that she is talking about, these prominent people, these prominent individuals with very highly respected, revered, and regarded careers, like she mentioned a physician, she mentioned a scientist, and they live in a cul-de-sac, so they live in a pretty decent neighborhood. And so I'm assuming that these people are melanated people, and so they invited her into this meeting where they discussed their plan, right, because they have all their guns lined up and everything for a race war. Y'all, what is a race war going to accomplish? What is a race war for? And why are we fighting one another's while the ones in the ivory tower is just sitting back looking at their whole beautiful plan unfold? Y'all, the race war is not because of us. The race war is because of the minds that have been programmed by the faceless ones, by the people behind the paywall or behind the curtain, whoever it is that you want to call them, the one percenters. Call them whatever it is that you want to call them, whatever floats your totally boat, call them that. But I want you to understand that there is no reason for a race war. And for all of my religious people out there who are co-signing with this, because remember, Marianne said that she was going to a prayer meeting on Wednesday. Okay, so in the prayer meeting in the Bible, do we talk about going against one another? Or does the Bible talk about love thy neighbor as thy own, or whatever the scripture is, right? So what does the Bible say? So the race war is in direct contradiction to what the tenet of the Bible teaches. Y'all, what good is a race war? What will it accomplish? Not a damn thing. There is no possible way that we're going to totally obliterate or erase a group of people, or totally or obliterate the other group. That's not possible, y'all. It isn't possible. What are you fighting a race war for? What is the reason? What is the goal? What is the outcome? What is the result? What is it for? The only thing a race war is for is the divide and conquer. The long withheld strategy of divide and conquer that this country has been built on, and many people, well, certain families, I should say, has gained the power. And we're not going to talk about the wealth because there are many wealthy people out here. We're not going to talk about the wealth. It's the power. It is the power that they're after, the power structure that they're after, and that they are dogged to keeping within the family, within that little construct of families. I think it's like 3 or 4 families or something like that. And I don't know the family names. I've heard of them, but I didn't commit them to my brain. But they're very dogged about that. And so what we have to do is we have to start to wake up, and which we are, a lot of us are, we're starting to wake up out of the haze, out of the trance, out of the spell, to say, hold up. Because let me tell you something, when we're talking race wars, all they're doing, and trust me, they look like all of us. right? They look like all of us. Don't think they just look like one particular group, the low melanated people. No, they look like all of us. There are people who are melanated who are in that circle somewhere in there, as well as low melanated people who are, so don't think that it's just, you have no idea, and your wigs would be blown off, clean off, if you were to actually find out, if they were actually to pull back the curtain. You will be astonished and dismayed to find out who is standing behind the curtain and who has agreed to be puppeteers to these people so that they can maintain or attain their certain status in the country. You will be shocked and amazed and dismayed at the same time. So when y'all want to sit in your little meetings twice a week talking about race wars, you're playing right into their hands. That's exactly what they want you to do. You are working in direct programming of the one percenters and all their little minions who are helping to keep their strategy and their status in place and in power and in play. You are playing. Don't think that y'all really think that y'all are outwitting or getting ready to fight the system. The system, y'all are actually in cahoots with the system when you're sitting in whoever's house, Schmo Joe's house, twice a week, talking about the plan. What y'all should be talking about, because they're happy with that talk. Y'all, they are very happy with that talk, because they are like, oh, we did that thing. We did the damn thing, because that foundation is laid and cemented in place, and it ain't going nowhere, because you know what? The mines have been seized. The mines have been hijacked. And that's why they're talking about race wars. But let me tell you, a conversation will get them nervous and will have them scurrying and finding out, oh, fuck, its time is up. Game is over. We knew this day would come. It is here. Now what do we do? They're the ones that are not prepared, y'all. They are the ones that are not prepared, because when we get together twice a week and we start talking about unity and we start talking about how do we work together, because let me tell you something, in the division, because they know that the collective far outnumbers them, and so that's why they have to keep the mind hijacked. They have to keep the minds hostage, because if they were ever to lose control of the mind, then they're wiped, they're done. They become toilet paper for our honeys. We will wipe them up. And here's the thing, y'all, we are all one. Y'all see my shirt that I'm wearing today? We are all one. But because of their greed, their power, and their, low vibrational frequency, they want to offer themselves. But truly, we're all one. There's nobody outside of the human blueprint. Not one single solitary soul that is outside of the human blueprint. We are all part of the cosmic quilt. All of us are. So when we get together and we start talking about, okay, y'all, enough is enough. My melanated sisters, my low melanated brothers and sisters, where y'all at? Let's get together. Let's figure out, how do we fix this? It is not our fault that it's broken, but it is our responsibility to fix it. Okay, y'all. And with that, I'm going to end this video. Remember, my name is Tesra. I am your mentor chiropractor. I'm here to help you realign your mind. And y'all, if this content resonates with you, please go. Y'all, I am so happy for my 60. Y'all, I am now at 60. I am so happy for my 60 subscribers. Thank you to my day ones. My day ones are my first 50 subscribers, and my day twos are my 50 to 100 subscribers. So thank you so much. And y'all, please help me build this channel. Somebody sent me a message today that was so sweet. I was like, oh my gosh, that is wildly encouraging. The person said, let me see if I can find it real quickly. Because I gotta give this person a shout out, because that just put the gas in my tank that I needed, because sometimes, you know, when you talk about waking people up, or not waking people up, but just helping them to awaken, y'all, they fight for their limitations and they fight for their disadvantages like something tough. Y'all, the Black community can be vicious when they come after you. And so sometimes, you know, I've already gotten through the phase where I don't take it personal because I already know what it's coming out of. All of that's coming out of a programmed mind, but still, all and yet still. But the person said, uh, this is at Lisa Buki 23. Lisa Buki 23, thank you so much. She said, hello, I'm hoping for huge growth for your channel. So y'all, thank you. That means so much at Lisa Buki 23. That means a lot to me. So thank you so much. So y'all, if y'all would help me get to 100 subscribers, y'all, that would be so dope. That'd be doper than dope. And I know for all of y'all who are well into your hundreds of thousands of subscribers, or who are into your, you know, thousands of subscribers, listen, we all have to start somewhere, right? And so I am very grateful for every single subscriber that I get. So for my first 60, thank you so much. And we're on the road to 100, and I am here for it. So y'all, thank you. Please like this video and go ahead and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. And I will see you, so make sure you book your appointment by putting on the notifications, so when a video drops you can go and catch it. All right, and so until next time, y'all, be empowered.